Good morning. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing good this morning and it's nice and warm. It's cold in here. It's cold in Maryland right now. It's a little chilly. It's March 1st, people. I can't believe it's March 1st. I'm feeling a little under the weather right now. I have like a bad headache. I woke up with a headache. So, yeah. Well, I mean, cold for us. I always I have this thing where like if I have I have friends and family in Arizona, Texas, like all along the West Coast, and they'll say, "Oh, it's 50 degrees and it's cold." And I never try to like diminish their cold because what's cold for them may not necessarily be cold for me, but what hot's for me may not be necessarily hot for them. Where I live in Maryland, I rarely have I can count on one hand how many times I've seen a day over 100 degrees. And when I'm like, "Oh my god, it's so hot. It's like 85 degrees." And they're looking at me like, "It's like 120. So why are you complaining you're hot?" Right now it's 31 degrees in Maryland. Um and there's like little freezing raindrops, little ice coming down. Took a minute for the car to defrost this morning. So that's what I consider cold. If I have to defrost the car, then it's cold. 14 degrees. Yeah, it's pretty chilly over there too. But yeah, I always like again, I always base it off of people's locations. If they live in the desert and they're saying 60 degrees is cold, then it is for them because they're used to warmer degrees, drier air, etc., etc. For us, I don't know. I don't. It really doesn't get warm around Maryland until after Labor Day, and even then, that's kind of iffy. I like the weather here though a lot. Living in the West Coast majority of my life, it was always hot, so hot in the summer where I didn't want to do anything except like lay underneath a fan. And out here, to me, it's not as hot, but it's definitely humid. 33 in New York, yeah. Isn't it crazy that we're like 2 hours away from each other and like our temperatures can vary so differently? I mean, when I drive, it's like 2.5 hours. When other people drive, he shall not be named. It's like 3.5 hours. I'm cleaning up my work area. I did some sewing yesterday. Um, I did not eat yesterday until like dinner time, and I think it was like a combination. Then my stomach got upset because I didn't eat, and then when I woke up this morning, I just had like a killer migraine, and I'm waiting for this Tylenol to work in before I take my emergency migraine medication. Because once I take those, I don't try to operate any kind of like machines because we've established that I'm a klutz already. Yeah, I was one of those. It was a weird night. I had like really crazy dreams. One, I was like a ghost, but between midnight and 3, I was corporeal, and I would like haunt adults that harmed kids. That was my dream. Like the whole like it was a very weird dream. I was like, what was I reading last night? It was pretty it was very vivid too. I woke up like 4 times. And you know how like when you wake up you're like, okay, the dream's gonna go away? I like fell right back into it. So today I told you I ordered from ARC Expressions. I ordered her cami templates because it's a bag that I make a lot for my conventions. So she ships fast. It's going to be out for delivery today. So I'm excited to see the templates. I like the fact that I don't have to measure things out anymore. Like that is a tremendous, like it helps with the production. Yeah, I go to my neurologist has me, I'm supposed to I do take medicine that I'm supposed to take every day to prevent the migraines. My migraines are like triggered by like the pressure in the air, and also I have really bad sinuses. So like my ENT and my neurologist like work hand in hand to give me like preventative medicine, and I'm on all these different supplements like magnesium and all that great fun stuff. But so like I had a really good like month and a half with no headache, so I feel like super privileged with that because I know some people suffer with them day in and day out, so I'm not going to complain. So today is March 1st, so that means bag of the month is on the first season happened January 1st. The second bag was on February 1st, and the third one is March. It's from Sincerely Jen. I like her pattern style. She has like this simplistic way of writing that it's just straight to the point and it works. So her bag, what is the Duncan, is a really cool bag. And I think it's a perfect bag for spring and summer. And I made mine's really whimsical, but you can dress it up, dress it down. It is super cute. Let me back up a little bit. So I'm sorry, my bag was squished, and it's made with green cork, and then it has a lot of pockets. So I'm about to go over the pockets with you. This is a sling. So you have this front pocket, zipper pocket in here that you can put your cell phone, candy. You know how I am. I always tell you to put candy in everything. So you have your first zipper pocket here. I chose to do the magnet. There's buckles you can do. And you have another slip pocket in here. When you open this up, you have a zipper compartment that has an additional slip pocket, and then so you have this whole compartment. All right. So on the back is a sling. You can wear it to the left or to the right. It's adjustable. It has this really cute handle that I'm going to definitely incorporate in a lot of different bags. I don't know about you, but whenever I get a new pattern, if I learn something new, I start incorporating it in different patterns. Then inside you have your zipper pocket. This is a birthing method. There was testers that did it on domestics. And Michelle Graham actually has a video on domestics. And there was a tester that did it binding, and I'm going to actually do the next one binding because you know I love a good bound bag. And then there is a place to put your tablet or your small like computer. I really like this bag a lot. It has like a lot of cool functions. I love the front pocket detail so much. The three-dimensional shape is truly cute, and you really make this bag one of a kind. So, yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, the East Coast and West Coast time difference is such a huge thing, but hopefully when we spring forward, that's one thing I miss about AZ, the not time the time not changing. I kind of feel like they need to, I know they keep talking about it, but I feel like they really need to implement whether or not we should go forward with springing forward and falling back. I can see the benefits, and I also can see the not benefits. But I think that we shouldn't spring forward and fall back anymore. I think it messes with people's sleep, and I don't know. But I do like when we spring forward and we have more time in the day. It makes me so happy. But yeah, this is the Duncan, and this is really cute. It comes together beautifully. If you're not for bound bags, this actually is a birthing method. You kind of birth it 3 different times, and it comes together real easily. We had a couple people test it with their domestic machine, and they absolutely loved it, and it worked fine. So if you are in the Bag of the Month Club, if you go in there, you start seeing some of the testers posting theirs, And they're all different kinds of fabric, from cotton to faux leather, waterproof canvas, just so many different. And some of the bags pictures are absolutely gorgeous, and it makes you want to ooh, that light's like haloing and off my eyes off of the screen. It's there, it's a really beautiful bag. Yesterday I also finished for the Patreon. We finished our month bag of the month for February, which was Modifying Mabel. We're going to be picking out a bag this week. But I wanted to show how cute this is. Look at this Mabel. So when we modified it, we have it where the flap is incorporated into the back of the exterior, so that we top stitch, it becomes quite easy and you're not struggling. We do have a center divider, as well as we have a zipper pocket in here. We did some cool connectors on the top of the bag, but I really like the way this one turned out. I'm keeping this one for my room. This is super cute. Good morning. Yeah, I think they should stop. I really, well, the reason why I don't like it is because the kids love it. When you fall back and you get that extra hour of sleep, it's amazing. But with that comes that extra hour of night. And I don't know. I like it, but I don't know. We're used to it, but it wreaks havoc on kids and like people across the world that are trying to do Zoom meetings and do everything virtual. Thank you, Teresa. I really appreciate it. And Teresa actually helped me out tremendously. She watched the videos and wrote down all the measurements for everybody in the Patreon so they can cut out the exact measurements. I don't know if I could have done that without her at all. Yeah, I really love the way this one came out. It's super cute. It feels very Clueless to me. Like, I don't know why. I feel like this just is a cool throwback. And you can change it up. I know there's a group member that's going to be making her flap a little bit longer. I think it gave a good foundations of principles of modifying smaller bags, and now they have a skill set of knowing how to add a center divider pocket and invisible hidden connectors, because I feel like the way I put in hidden connectors is very simplified, because I see there's a lot of versions and some of them are so overwhelming for me that I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just going to do mine. I'm going to turn off this light because like there's a halo. Like whenever I get a migraine, my vision like gets like, I don't know, blurry, or like, have you ever turned off a light on and off and then you still see like floaties? That's what it feels like right now. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I don't know if Emmeline Bags has this vinyl anymore. I think it was sometime last year they had it in like 5 colors and it sold out in like 3 minutes. So I don't know if their supplier got any more, but this was like my favorite color, and I wish I would have got my rule of thumb is get 2 rolls. I wish I would have got like 6. I'm not gonna even lie. Every time I like something, they get sold out. Like my favorite faux suede is from My Handmade Space, and I was lucky enough to get like 6 rolls one time because I had a major sell. So I was like, I'm gonna get these 6 rolls. Ever since I got those 6 rolls, I have not found the black suede there. They have the green moss, which I really like, but I've been wanting the black suede because I use black in a lot of bags. So I get my vinyl from Kindle. Goes to the Joann's for me and gets my marine vinyl from like the navies, the blacks, the reds. They have all the primary colors at Joann's. So he usually, whenever he gets a 60% coupon on his phone, I come home and there will be like a roll of a vinyl in different colors somewhere in the house because of him. Special rolls like this is a Malign bag. I would recommend you to not only subscribe to her a newsletter, but be part of her Facebook group, because sometimes her Facebook group gets earlier access than I don't for the subscriptions, and then she'll show new things. And then if you're part of subscribing and you're like scrolling through down the newsletter, you can see what's going on, what kind of new hardware. Like she has zipper by the yard now. She used to have just size 5 and size 3 zipper that wasn't by the yard. They were like the max like 26 inches or something that matches her Mora line. And now she has zipper by the yard, which is kind of a game changer if you ask me. Um, the hardest thing for a lot of people to do is match zipper tape to their exterior. So if you get your vinyl through her and you get your zipper tape, then your stuff is always matching. It makes life easier. My handmade space has always been like a secret place where, like, for me, I feel like no one talks about it a lot. They have really good vinyl, and they have faux suede, and they were one of the like, everybody wasn't talking about their faux suede, but after I made the She-Hulk one or whatever, they're constantly out of the black faux suede. That is my favorite from her. It's perfect for domestics and industrials. I like the way faux suede looks. Let's see. Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, I get my it's a migraine halo, like, when I'm looking at myself right now, it's like an echo, or it's a weird thing. I know I'm gonna drink some I have to drink coffee, and then I have, like, um, uh, medication that my neurologist gave me to prevent it, and then, if it doesn't go away with an hour or 2, then I need to take the emergency one, and if the emergency doesn't work, then I need to call the office. Normally I can curb them. Like, if I get them during the day, like if it's like 2 o'clock and I start getting one, I can do all the tricks, you know. But if I wake up with one, it's a whole different ball game. Yeah, I love her zipper. Yeah, I take gabapentin. It's like a nerve thing, and then nortriptyline, and then my emergency med is Subnuptrin. Yeah, I hate migraines. I'm, you know what though? I'm gonna say I feel blessed though, because I woke up with it, but I was able to take the kids to school, and it was able to drive without a halo. It's when I came in, like, about 5 minutes later, like, I knew something was off too, because Loki was on my face. Don't get me wrong, he always tries to suffocate me with his neck fat, but, like, it's weird. He senses when I don't feel well, or if I have high anxiety, or if I have a migraine. He'll just be on me, like, right here hovering, like he's gonna call 911 or something. I'm gonna be getting off relatively early, yeah, because everything is just, like, doesn't look right. Like, in it's not just the screen, it's like everything. I have a coffee ready. I'm gonna drink some caffeine and just, like, close my eyes for a little bit and hope that it goes away. I need to sew up a couple more strikes, and I just need to do, like, some housekeeping within the groups, but nothing that can't not be weight pressed. I think this week was just like, Saturday, Sunday was really a lot for my our household, and it just kind of bled into the week. And yesterday was like a little bit of a calm, and maybe my body just is reacting from all the shock that happened on Sunday. Yes, I do. I have Serena from Notorious. She really got me into essential oils, and I have, like, a little diffuser too. This stuff, I don't know what it's called. It's in this yellow bottle, and it smells amazing. It, like, helps, like, calm me down and relaxing. You blame Teresa. Teresa is I don't know what I would do without her. She's so helpful, so encouraging. She's, like, such a good person. Everyone needs a Teresa in their life. Um, she helped me with she wrote out all the cutting stuff. If you're in the Patreon, if you go into the first Mabel thing, she wrote out all of what we're going to cut to modify for the Mabel in the community comment section. I screamed grab that, and I was able to extract all the text and put it into the final product. So that way, if I'm actually going to put it in also in, when I'm cutting out the video, so that way it could be easier for you to locate everything. There's a lot of different options in this bag too. We talked about additional slip pockets, but only reason why I didn't put one is because when you open up the bag, you have this as a compartment, this as a compartment, the middle, and then this. I was like, so a fifth compartment I just felt like would be overkill because this bag is so tiny. But the Patreon group, I want to say I'm proud of them always, but this month, for the month of February, I was extremely proud of them because when I start looking at the Michael Kors bag, the measurements are exactly the same as the Mabel. They're off. It's off by a half an inch by height and width. But if you want it to be exactly that, you could just take your seam allowance from the half inch that Swoon has and make it 1/4 of an inch, and then you have the exact measurements. Um, I thought, and that to me was brilliant on its own. So we learned a lot of different tricks yesterday, like about what to do with these ends if you don't have hardware and you don't want to do like vinyl cap sewing caps. And it's cool. We use some alternative stabilizers for the handle. I don't know. I like what I like about the modification on Patreon is that we get to explore different options that like everyone has different ideas. Like somebody mentioned they wanted the center divider. The other person was like, "Oh, I want a hidden strap connector." And like we were able to like pick and choose and basically like take apart a bag and rebuild a bag up. And there's always cool ideas. Like you know what's funny? I've never made as many backstock bags I've made. I've made the Trailblazer easily over 35 times. Easily. I stopped counting after 35. Um, but I've never made the everyday tote. And I know that's like everyone's to go to bag. So I'm gonna look over that pattern soon too, because I'm curious of like what we can do. Um, there's so many different patterns too from different companies. Like one of my favorite patterns is actually in a book from Noodlehead. She doesn't have the pattern separate. You cannot buy the pattern on her website. You would need to buy the book. It's the Market Tote. I make that bag for a lot of conventions because of the way it's shaped. It looks like a flower. It's like smaller at the base and it kind of just blooms out. And if you want, I feel like that's a perfect bag to dabble with, leather with, and all that stuff. But like I want to bring these modifications to, but I'm realizing a lot of the bags that I want to modify, the designer has them in specific books and not individual patterns. I'm realizing now. Oh, let me see. I think I have the book right. Oops, I'm just knocking everything out. I have the book right here. I have like I buy books all the time. Hold on. Okay. So one day I'll do a tour of my room. I have like a lot of library books, or like not like my library. It's called the Handmade Style, and she has 23 patterns in here, and you can see super ghetto fabulous. But this is my this is my bookmark, old fabric. See, I don't let fabric go to waste. But let me show you this pattern, and you'll see why I like it. She even has a pattern in here how to make like fabric flip-flops. I've made them and they're amazing. The Market bag. And it's quilting on this. You could do quilting piecing, or you can do it just solid. I love this bag. I make this bag every year, and I was like, oh, maybe we should make this in Patreon. But then I'm like, wait, you have to buy the book in order to get the pattern. Another patterns that I absolutely love. And if you're looking for a good bag making book, the Bag Making Bible by Lisa Lamb. Lisa Lamb has some really cool interfacing. She has her own interfacing too. She's the one that I made the first doctor bag that she had her own frame. She's incredibly talented. I love her website. Once a year, I try to buy off of her website because she's in the UK. I love Lisa Lamb. I also have like Lisa Lamb classes on Craftsy that I like. I just love her style. I like how calm her demeanor is. And her bags are always unique. Like, come on, look at this. Like, your closure is a button flower. Simple things like that. I like, and she has like really good directions if you're trying to match herringbone or like Harris tweed patterns. Like, she has really good tips for that. I have a whole like, and then the bag making book from Mrs. H, that one is amazing to me because she teaches you how to add card slots and all these other components that you see in other bags. So you could put it inside your own bag and make it. Um, they're always fun. So like I always tell people to try that. Yeah, like I get a lot of books. There is also a bag book going that goes around that you probably have seen on Facebook. It is a actual bag. It's a yellow book and it has like every kind of design of bag, like every kind of satchel, every kind of crossbody bag, and they show you like pictures and diagrams of how you break it down. To a person that likes to modify or wants to modify, when you see this, it's like getting Lego instructions, and then your mind just starts going off and your creativity just starts blooming. I like getting books just for the simple fact that I might I may have never seen a technique like this before. I have like old Vogue catalog books that have weird techniques, and I try to incorporate them in bags. That's how I learn. I like to read. So um yeah. And I think Amy Butler, if I'm not mistaken, I think she's in creative bag making, and she also makes fabric designs. But she's a voice that's always in creative bag making. Just once you start like looking at some of these books, you're going to start seeing these names, and you're like, oh yeah, I recognize that person from the Facebook world. So yeah, we're going to be. Thank you, Lynette. Yes, or if you're like me and you want the book and you want, okay, I don't know if you like signatures. I buy books to get author signatures. Like before I met Samantha, you can ask her, like before I met her and before she bought Swoon, I bought her book 3 or 4 months out, and I bought it from the UK and not Amazon because I wanted her signature. And I did, like, you could do the same thing with Noodlehead. She's in a couple catalogs called Making It too, and you can get signed copies, and I always think that's extra special. So I am probably gonna jump off, and also I would sign up to Noodlehead's subscription because you might get a coupon that says, I don't know if she has one that has a percentage off, and you can use it towards the book. Yeah. Yeah, I also go through the closet and I'll look for like really cool stuff. I have I'll show it to you tomorrow. I pulled out an old, do you guys remember Lamb? Gwen Stefani had a bag collection called Lamb. I have one of her bags in that. Back then, I guess I didn't pay attention to it, but I'll show it to you tomorrow. That bag is amazing, and I'm trying to find a pattern that looks like it so I can recreate this bag. It is amazing. Yeah, she did require, but her voice is very active in creative bag making. All right, everyone. Thank you for being concerned. I am gonna log off, and I'm gonna drink some coffee and lay down. I hope everyone has a really good day and happy sewing, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.